In September 2024, I injured both my shoulders, both my wrists, and both my collarbones around the same time. And the pain was so bad that getting up from a seated position like this one, getting up like this hurt my wrist so much. And for my shoulders, I couldn't lift up my right arm for like a whole week. And I'm not one to go see the doctor for injuries. I'm not one to do that. But this time around, the pain was searing. I was genuinely afraid that I could not use my arms anymore. So I went to see the doctor. The news I came back with that day was no more training until we've gotten an MRI scan. The thing about MRI scans is that they take forever. For context, it was around September 2024, okay? I got it in June 2025. So during that time, my body adapted. I completely stopped training. My appetite went down, my strength went down. I lost about 2 kilos of weight during that entire transition. And worse, I lost the fun that came with training. I would usually get some form of dopamine from going out there training in the grass or at the pull-up bars. But now that was completely replaced by my phone. My body, and it wasn't just my body that's adapted to my new life, it was my mind as well. I remember at that point, I literally couldn't give a shit about anything I did at all. All I could really think about was just to pick up my phone and play Clash Royale or to watch some random YouTube videos. Yeah, and I hated it. So one day we were in the gym. One fine day we were in the gym. You may be wondering, why on earth are you in the gym when your wrists are injured? Well, long story short, we tried camping somewhere, but we couldn't sleep at all during our camp. So what happened was that we tried going to this gym. There was a free trial for the whole day in the gym. Then the gym has sleep pods, so we tried sleeping there. However, we ended up training. We ended up training. I was just there spectating. Because, yeah, he told me, Niguang, just kick into the handstand once. I was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna injure myself, man. I'm not gonna do it. He told me, just kick it one time, just one time. He looked at me and he kind of like knew that I could do it, but I was like holding myself back. So at first, I hesitated. And then I kicked myself up. And then I fell. And then I realized that my wrist didn't hurt that badly. It hurt, but not that badly. It was at that point I realized, holy shit, I can still handstand. Or I can handstand again. My wrist didn't hurt. They're not in pain anymore. I mean, they're still making sounds if you listen to this. But they didn't hurt during that point of the handstand. So when again and again, I think I got like a 3-second hold. And I was damn impressed with myself because I've not done it. I never thought I could be able to handstand again at that point. It was that bad. But in that moment when I felt like the blood go from like my legs to my head, I felt alive again. It was freeing to be upside down like that. From that one handstand, more and more came. Subsequently, after that day, more and more handstands came. I started to try to dismount off my handstand in funny ways. I started doing flips again, tricks, flow, parkour. Everything started coming back again. My video edits have been getting constantly better. I have been coming up with more creative ideas for my YouTube intros. People have been coming up to me from school saying that my videos have inspired them. I've been meeting 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs and I have been on a constant upward spiral since then. All because I started moving again. Our bodies were built to traverse the terrain that we live in, and our minds are meant to help assist our body to do that. Our ancestors could move freely, but today we sit still, we scroll, and we completely forget that was what our bodies could do. And because our bodies don't do that anymore, our minds don't need to help our bodies to do that anymore. So what happens when our body is still? Our mind is still as well. Our ancestors, even though they didn't have the luxuries that we have today, I would say that they're much more free than we are. They are free in their bodies and they're free in their minds. We have lost this aspect of ourselves. But don't you think it is time for us to reclaim this freedom? The very first step we must take is just to move. My name is Niguang, and for a very long time, this channel has been about me sharing what I've learned from books or from my life in general. But now, I know what I'm chasing. I want to help the world move again. I'm going to do that by starting with myself. So from now on, this channel is going to be a personal journal of how being free in your body actually helps you be free in your mind as well. So if you relate to this message, or if you just like my videos in general, drop a subscribe and I welcome you to the tribe. Cheers, bro. Boom.